morning and welcome to Wake Up News Live on Globe Television. I am Sandra BOAHEN. Let's begin with our top stories. Coming up, Afenyo marking the launches empowerment training program to equip youth in their Futu constituency with valuable skills to tackle unemployment. And this morning, traditional authorities in Kaswa declare support for NDC presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama in the upcoming elections. And farmers are being encouraged to adopt climate-resilient agricultural practices to combat the impact of climate change on food security. Coming up later on the international front, at least 5 people were injured near Moscow after a large-scale Ukrainian drone attack. And this morning in sports, and it's coming from the Ghanaian Premier League, Gold Stars FC maintains an unbeaten start, while Nations FC marches in Swaziland with Kotoko falling to Bechem United. And on the foreign front in sports, we have for Ineto's late strike denies Arsenal victory in Chelsea clash. Details of all these stories and many more coming up shortly. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook at Global TV GH. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I am Sandra BOAHEN. Let's begin from Parliament. The Member of Parliament for the Auti constituency, Alexander Afenyo Markin, and running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, have launched a youth empowerment training program to equip youth in the Auti constituency with valuable skills to tackle unemployment. This initiative emphasizes the importance of embracing skill training to drive economic growth.
The Futu Women's organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Madam Barbara Henrietta Beecham, speaking at the launch, emphasized the importance of embracing entrepreneurship training. She encouraged youth to leverage this program to empower themselves and prepare for the future endeavors. By participating in such programs, she said youth can reduce unemployment and associated criminal activities in the country.
One more but no one see no one say it's no one say it's come or your election year so it's mototo someone there. Obia can have monthly year about Obia Quancoton as me dream no breath.
The national lead coordinator for the Whispering campaign, Prince Amoako Atta, highlighted that China's industrialization success was largely driven by skill training, and Ghana can learn from this model.
You better empower youth, with a skill. When we talk about industrialization, now people are tuning into China, seeing how China is doing well. China started with the indigenous. They started with a skill. Chinese, they started with a skill. And the skill was a handy skill. Everyone in China has something to do with the hand. Had a talent, had a skill. And they use this to do what? Build the industrialization that we are seeing. So, and none of my who signed industrialization near my head, China.
Communicator for the NPP Whispering campaign, Feni Fandi Sabina, emphasized that it is unhealthy for youth to rely solely on politicians for their daily needs. That is why the program to empower youth with skills is crucial.
Then we want to give the youth an employment. Ombetimi omudeli eyibiano, ombetimi de edidi. See, I know your bar and I bet my car now we knew it's hard for you to feed. and anya de bia na we the youth no yebe so we call MPB in charge say the copes cancer ya de so this is the best scale Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia in collaboration with Honorable Alexander Fenyomakin Obodiaba to empower the youth of Efutu say Ochinebi oni su bi omumpo a omubenya adwuma aye.
In a significant development, traditional authorities in Kaswa have publicly declared their support for National Democratic Congress presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama in the upcoming 2024 elections. This endorsement was made during Mahama's visit to the area as part of his campaign.
Mahama has actively engaged with various communities, outlining his vision for Ghana's transformation. In the central region, the Jase of Odupon traditional area, Nai Jase Amamuo Nimsa, has expressed trust in the NDC's ability to further develop Kaswa, citing the area's rapid growth due to the Kaswa interchange and other infrastructure projects. He urged residents to vote for the NDC to witness continued progress.
Once oye wutuni na yo baboni road boni pe na wona wanyina ya tete se obi antu aba amba ma mpani dada no sample bi o me to di ma pa oye no so ene muni ehu over pass ya ehu emuni ehu akwan ya ya di urban breakers wa arepe amasama emuni ehu se o semere su emor bo mai ehu no me bebre a oye le mor ban down boy, see, the Anglican to an animal set. On the 7th December,
John Dramani Mahama has committed to the people of Kaswa, promising special attention in his next government. During his visit to the area, he urged constituents to vote for Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno, the NDC parliamentary candidate, and other NDC parliamentary candidates to secure a parliamentary majority.
Yentun ko bebi anoprewo yentun ko aban ebeba behwe anya hoto na bibia on beye bia ye ma ene enananum nyina beba bedi mfaso eza enti mo bia nadamu afe matese MPP for no omaje to mu se nyame adumti presidential election no.
NDC parliamentary candidate Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno pledged to tackle the pressing issue of youth unemployment in the area if elected as MP.
You need all the opinion leaders on board, you need the kings, you need the stakeholders, you need the landlords associations on board. So my first step is to hold town hall meetings within the first quarter in office and know the needs and the wants of the people so that we'll be able to address it. Aside that, one major issue in Kaswa is unemployment. We want our youth to be employed. Aside Okada business, there is no other business in Kaswa. I know of an MP and a sitting minister whose ministry we had the one district, one factory, but in Kaswa there is none. This time we want to bring the factories and the companies to Kaswa so our youth can get employed, get jobs to do in Kaswa.
The Kusasi People Congress is urging President Akufo-Addo to prioritize peace in Boko before his term ends. Reverend John Azuma, the Congress president, made his plea during a press conference following the recent clash that claimed 21 lives.
The conflict in Boko fueled by a chieftaincy dispute intensified with the return of Alhaji Saidu Abagre, a disputed chief who had been in exile since 2023. The situation remains volatile with a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew in place to contain the unrest. Despite the effort to maintain order, community members fear further violence. In response, well-meaning Ghanaians and leaders are advocating for peace. Reverend John Azuma's call to action emphasized the need for President Akufo-Addo to intervene and ensure peace is restored to Boko before he leaves office.
Boko was peaceful. He is about to leave after 8 years. He's about to leave after 8 years. And Boko is on fire. We are asking that he should Please, please, please do whatever it takes to let peace return to Boko before he leaves. It will be the most disastrous record on his legacy if he leaves Boko in this kind of situation. The Boko situation, he himself said, is simple. He himself and his ministers have said there is no chieftaincy issue in Boko. He himself said it is criminality. Ghana has got security. There is a lot of security personnel in Boko, military and police. And yet, the criminality continues.
Reverend John Kuma has voiced his disappointment and frustration over Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's continued silence on the Boko conflict. He is urging the NPP flag bearer to publicly address his tribe mates and help bring an end to the violence.
What I am saying is that Dr. Bawumia, as a brother who is in power, has the authority to bring this matter to a closure, and he is not doing it. That is my frustration. So what I'm doing is venting my frustration rather than accusing Dr. Bawumia. Because, as I said, even though I don't want to believe that Bawumia has a hand in this Boko matter directly, I don't want to believe that. I don't have the evidence. But what I am saying is that there's a saying that silence means consent. And Dr. Bawumia has been too silent.
The Awutu Senior West Constituency branch claims to have uncovered plans by the new Patriotic Party to rig the upcoming parliamentary elections on December 7. According to Gisela Tete, the incumbent member of parliament for the area, the party will stop at nothing to ensure the election results are legitimate and unbiased.
The NDC MP made the claims at a campaign rally during John Dramani Mahamad's 3-day visit to the central region. He alleged that the NDC has uncovered a plan by the new Patriotic Party to manipulate the 2024 election results, specifically in the Awutu Senior West constituency parliamentary elections, to favor Eugene Ahin. However, she refused to disclose the details of the plan publicly. Teta assured that the NDC is taking measures to safeguard the votes and ensure the true outcome of the elections.
I know what my opponent intends to do and how he intends to rig the election. And I'm putting it on record and stating as a matter of fact that if he tries, 1 + 1 must be equal to 2, not must be equal to 5. That's all I will say.
The party flag bearer John Dramani Mahama slammed the new Patriotic Party for mismanaging Ghana's economy, resulting in harsh living conditions for citizens. Mahama urged voters to resist the NPP's attempt to buy their vote, accusing them for stealing the state funds. Nai Kwaku Osado III, the chief of Bourgeoisie, has thrown his weight behind the National Democratic Congress and is seeking support for 2 key projects in his area: the expansion and the upgrade of the bourgeoisie market and the establishment of tertiary institutions.
The National Media Commission has welcomed the formation of the Ghana Fact-Checking Coalition to mitigate the menacing threat of misinformation and disinformation posed to the country's peace, stability, and democratic consolidation. This comes after the Media Foundation for West Africa, Dubawa, Fact Space West Africa, and other civil society organizations working on information integrity announced the formation of the coalition. George Sapon, NMC Executive Secretary, in a statement signed and issued on Sunday, November 10, congratulated all the organizations involved in the groundbreaking coalition, stating that it was one of the most crucial interventions needed to protect our nation's information space in the last lap to the elections. The National Media Commission is urging all stakeholders involved in promoting peaceful elections to collaborate with the coalition. To support these efforts, the Commission will provide access to its innovative Ghana Media Watch app, a state-of-the-art tool designed to track this information, set to launch on November 14. Are you still watching our main news bulletin for this morning? Coming up on the program, farmers are being encouraged to adopt climate-resilient agricultural practices to combat the impact of climate change on food security. More stories coming up right after the break this day. Welcome back from the break. Now, farmers are being encouraged to adopt climate-resilient agricultural practices to combat the impact of climate change on food security. This is crucial, especially for smallholder farmers who rely heavily on agriculture for their livelihoods. During this year's 40th National Farmers Day celebration, the Techiman Metro Director of Agri Department, Stephen Edu, highlighted the effect of climate change on the sector.
The National Farmers Day is a special event that honors the hard work and contributions of farmers and fishermen to the country's economy and food security. This year's theme, Building Climate Resilient Agriculture for Sustainable Food Security, underscores the government's commitment to helping farmers adapt to the challenges posed by climate change. Addressing the gathering during the event in Techiman, the Mature Director of Agri Department, Stephen Edu, highlighted the effects of climate change on the sector.
Despite the government of Ghana's significant role in ensuring sustainable food security and enhancing resilience in our food systems, the sector faces increasing threats from climate change, including erratic rainfall patterns, prolonged droughts, and rising temperatures. These challenges jeopardizes the country's food production systems and the well-being of the population. It is important to acknowledge that as of now, we stand at a critical juncture where intersection of climate change and food security stand at a point where it demands urgent attention and action.
By addressing these challenges and supporting farmers in adopting climate-resilient agricultural practices, the country can ensure food security and improve livelihoods.
To address these challenges associated with climate change and ensure sustainable food security, farmers in Ghana need to adopt climate-resilient agricultural practices and rethinking about how we produce, distribute, and consume food. It is also imperative that we come together to accept smart solutions that foster a food secure future for all.
The Minister for Local Government and Member of Parliament, Martin Ajemen Sakosa, recognized the government's efforts to boost Ghana's agricultural sector and emphasized the need for innovative solutions to ensure its sustainability.
Employ more than half of your population. Innovative ways are able to farm. Nayama, Yekuyo, Achimi, Akoso, Nefra, Dumu, Aquadumu. When you say I buy and I'm quite the Briswa, or to change, she said, Yebechimi, Ama, Acadian, Modia, Everyone of Kuyo, Yadanani, I of Fro. Now, first, you meeting challenges are Yelpa, Yishan, Yelpa. Now, and only Miss Umid, that's what I said. Yes, we have fire more than entire noche. Yeah, we are fully in. I buy more than one. I buy a Fasuma, near my Eddie, Duma, and Troy, and Kayansa. What is this? Immediate drama, and then
the Municipal Chief Executive, now Mayor Benjamin Yawujako, showcased the government's Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, emphasizing its commitment to empowering farmers through Phase 2. This program aims to ensure food security by boosting food production, making Techiman a food basket for the country.
Planting for Food and Job, I have Phase 1 no. I buy the crowd here. Now you're trying to compound here. Now, bypass worship here, Jumu Kenano. The cycle for Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2. Name my name, you can say, the Ohiania Sase. Sa Planting for Food and Jobs in Ananon Phase 2, no. They are buying, I say, Yababwa, na Kuyanino, Unya Sasimon Quadia. I buy a Cadia Bia or the Bow. Now, what in the year, a Jumano, I'm my own coffer, Unya How, Sell Wakope, Sikakotom, Foodier. And now Cabia will be a womb full. Now, be how the amount be, and I buy a share a yard in a free hop. I buy an answer to my day so, and a bois, a for fertilizer, and all the necessary input. Maybe you had a bit queer.
Victoria Foriwa, a resident of Mangwase, was crowned the overall best farmer, taking home a prize package consisting of a tricycle, essential farm inputs, and a substantial amount of thousands of Ghana cedis.
Still on regional stars in the Techiman North municipality, this year's best farmer, and Nochi Kwajo, is inspiring the youth to take charge of their future. The outstanding farmer is urging young individuals to be determined, work hard and create the future they desire for themselves.
Farmer at this year's Farmers' Day celebration. In an interview with Globe News, Kweju shared his inspiring story, urging the youth to embrace determination and hard work.
Bia semi ye kwadman bia meyo di edanan ase eda abarase ewo Farmers' Day ani monyam ne ba hye diname ka che ipanya ne se abara ya de woni banfo nyina ba ya de di benton so na maburu ne bibia obia no ofan we kwadman na wiase wo ya ho na se wan ko school a na se wo pese Ghana nya wo so mfaso a aso no we kwadman na abare nya wo so mfaso na so do bo man Ghana.
In light of the devastating effects of climate change, Anochi Kwejo urged the government to prioritize climate-resilient agriculture by investing in strategic infrastructure.
Say we follow agriculture officer for no there. Won't even face the problem bia ebe ma wo no ba ya no ho akere no. Kode bia no omo advice e be me tama e bia no ba ya no. Ai be free say wonya ha bia o kwadwuma no mu. Yenya dam kakra. Nka be boye. Because the climate change no. Amedu babia kwadwuma no akofam kakra dienya dam ebetuma me yadwuma no akwani maso ani.
The chief of Timponim, Nana Yeboah Ameyaw II, urged farmers to exercise extra caution regarding bushfires as the dry season approaches. This timely advice is crucial in preventing devastating fires that could damage crops and livelihoods.
Fear yes me no. The who say we are no ashase a airport ten. The chile say afi peno ano be yedin. Ni say nti jahye ani gya ho ekokobo na yede bom say yesere omo. Omo animra omo ho so. Na omumu asede beye na afi yahye emma na ebeboa ma yeku adwuma na yaye no atumi atumpɔn ɛde ama yɛ na akɔ anim ɛna deɛ ɛtɔ so bio nso so no yɛnim sɛ ɛnkyɛ yɛba aba abɛto aba santi yɛkasa kyerɛ timamufoɔ yɛnnuanom yɛmma ɛne adɔfo no sɛ yɛsrɛ ɔmo abatoɔ no ɛyɛ adwenkyerɛ.
The Municipal Chief Executive for Techiman North, Everson Adodanko, highlighted the significant progress made by government in boosting agricultural development. These achievements underscores the government's dedication to enhancing agricultural production nationwide.
MPP abayin na Akufo-Addo abayin Alhaji Bawumia abayin na ni jikuya yo huye yekuya yo adumabata aye koko no sese mu amuni mu amuhobi Muslim kwa 3,000 na omambanyina baje jese men kan chamo se ebenya se batum ansafi akwa wie ya yebatum oseme kan chamo se ebenya se ebatu koko mu ansafi akwa wie ya yebatum dimu na mona anu na chano enam se koko hia yentino na Akufo-Addo aban ba ye first no na wo pe koko adua ukoto sidili no nanso ye ba ye munyina mu dia dance se ye yacha mu free ni ama na bo dia bu bebe nyina ye koko ye nyina ye dua yi ani atiao tese ka hihye kura osiantunu tam afibia do se ko fa sojafo na benam sa se wo bo atia ho ban we bo atia ho ban diga hihye no akofam ndi ye ka kire omo a omo dia ya so ka kire se wa ye betu se wo siga dia me mentia se ba me shimi koko na o so tia se ba me kashu ndi asamo umpa di bana ya nya na dwabu.
The Municipal Chief Executive of West Mamprose also Mulaki Basintali has sounded the alarm on the escalating threat of climate change to global food security. According to Basintali, the alarming rate of climate change poses severe consequences on food production and availability worldwide.
The alarming rate of climate change is affecting farmers in devastating ways, including unpredictable rainfall patterns, droughts, high temperatures, and other severe weather conditions that impact farming activities. The consequences of climate change on food security are far-reaching. Rising temperatures and changing weather patterns influence agricultural production, leading to crop failures and reduced yields. To mitigate these effects, the Municipal Chief Executive of West Mamprose, Mulaki Basintali, is recommending adopting climate resilience agricultural practices.
It is for this reason that I find the theme for this year's celebration, Building Climate Change Resilient Agriculture for Sustainable Food Security, not only timely clarion call to awake, but a demand for bold solution and a shift from our attitude and practices that breed dangers of climate change. Now, Chairman, climate change is a serious threat to global food security. It is now with us as we have started experiencing its consequences of unprecedented and unpredictable rainfall patterns, prolonged dry spells.
At least 5 people were injured during near Moscow after a large-scale Ukrainian drone attack. Operations at several airports in the capital were suspended for several hours. At least 34 of 84 drones targeted Russia's capital region. Both countries have increased drone strikes in the past weeks.
In the biggest attack of its type to date, Ukraine launched dozens of drones at Russia's capital, Moscow, temporarily shutting down 3 of the city's 4 airports. Starting at night, the attacks continued past dawn, with footage of drones captured by civilians as they flew low to evade Russian radar.
Well, the Russian air defense system, which was mostly created during the Cold War in Soviet times, was not designed for drones. It was designed to intercept military jets with smaller numbers, but with fast, bigger targets, and not swarms of much smaller and slower drones.
Moscow's mayor said that many of the drones were shot down, but their presence and proximity has been enough to cause chaos with Russian air traffic. Flights were diverted away as air...
Let's begin with the 2024-2025 GPL match report. Gold Stars FC maintained their unbeaten streak with 0-0 draw against Younger Pastors FC at Wenchi Stadium, retaining their top spots with 20 points. Asante Kotoko is without winning 3 matches after losing 1-0 at Bechem United in the Premier League. The Porcupine Warriors have dropped out of the top 4 as they now lie 6th in the table, with United placed in mid-table. Nations FC trashed in Swatriman FC 3-0, with Faisal Chawate scoring a brace, moving them to a second place with 19 points. Diana FC secured a 1-0 victory over Karela United. Katie of Gideon Boatin's goal propelling them to 11th place. Basake Holy Stars stand Accra Lions 2-1 with Prince Cheneboa's stoppage time winner, while Heart of Lions edge Brekum Chelsea 1-0 to jump into the top 4. Saidu Abubakar's stoppage time strike secured a trailing 1-0 win for FC Samates 1996 against Legon Cities at Inswatre Arena, propelling them to 4th place with 17 points. And on the foreign front, Chelsea and Arsenal clashed in a highly anticipated Premier League match, with Pedro Neto stunning, equalizer cancelling out Gabriel Martinelli's opener, resulting in the Thames 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge. This stalemate leaves both teams 9 points behind league leaders Liverpool.
Both teams. Gusto has a look. Party, what for Ben White to do? Drugging off Party. Gusto urged by the crowd to... Gabriel in an advanced position here. Kai Havertz to it on. Tries to dig out a shot for Timber to stretch his legs, but we know how fast Wesley's here. Julian Timber with... And it's fallen. Gabriel Martinelli, the angle very tight, but he smuggles the deadlock.
After seeing his side draw 1-1 against Chelsea, Mikel Arteta headed to the press conference room at Stamford Bridge to tackle questions from the journalists in attendance. He expressed disappointment with the results and spoke on what to do to raise the cup on the front runners.
Well, disappointed with the results, because I think we deserve more. And at the same time very proud about the team, the way we played here against this opponent in this stadium. They have battered every opponent here, and obviously it wasn't the case today. But after doing the most difficult thing, scoring the first goal, very disappointed how we conceded the goal, nowhere near the standards, our defensive habits, how we allow that, and the moment you allow the space and time to any of their players with the quality that they have, you're going to get punished. So that's not bad luck. win, and win, because these guys, they don't stop winning. So that's what we have to do. Yeah, when it gets nasty, show your teeth and show how much you want it. When it's Disneyland, it's very easy. Everybody's next to you and telling you how beautiful you are. When it gets dark and difficult and everybody's questioning it, that's when I want to see people. That's when I'm always looking around who is going to step in that boat, yes or no. Well, that we don't put the chances away, and some of the times we haven't had that determination inside the box to make it happen. And we are just hoping that it was to happen, which is something very, very different in football. But certainly the team is in the right direction. A team doesn't do that, because I haven't seen any team, again, like against Inter, to do what we've done today here. So now we have to transform them into winning matches.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
That'll be all for you in sports. Let's take a recap of the top stories. Afenyo Market launches the empowerment training program to equip youth in their Futikan State Swansea with valuable skills to tackle unemployment. And farmers are being encouraged to adopt climate resilient agricultural practices to combat the impact of climate change on food security. And on the international front, at least 5 people were injured near Moscow after a large-scale Ukrainian drone attack. And in the Ghanaian Premier League, Gold Stars FC maintains an unbeaten start, while Nations FC smashes in Swatriman with Kotoko falling to Bechem United. And on the foreign front in sports, NATO's late strike denies Arsenal victory in Chelsea clash. That's the package for you this morning. I am Sandra Edu BOAHEN. Up next is CSA. No saying thank you so much for joining us this morning.